Good morning, folks, and happy Saturday. It is 20 freaking degrees outside, and we've got to go hold pads for one of our clients. Wish us luck. Let's go get a hearty cup of Joe in us and hit the freaking road. That cup of coffee kind of warmed the soul, if I must say so myself. It's not half bad out here. Let's go get this client better today than he was yesterday. Well, we have made it to the park. Let's sit here and, I guess, watch the sunrise over the trees as we wait on our client to get here. And it has risen. Look at it. That big ball of fire. Training session complete with our client. And he freaking hated me today. We did a 5 minutes at the very end after we did all of our pad work and all of our sparring and all of our active movements. We did 5 minutes of tie hops, which is you get down as low as you can go. You're trying to touch your hamstrings to your calves, and you bounce for five hops. And then you do 5 explosive push-ups, and everyone knows what explosive push-up is. Virtually the same thing as tie hop, just on your hands. And you're trying to go as low as you can, explode up, get off the ground, land, and do that 5 times for 5 minutes. And he was like, bro, this shit sucks. I know it wasn't supposed to be easy, homie. If it was supposed to be easy, I'd be giving this to my 6-year-old women I train with. I gave it to you because you want to get ready for your fight. He's like, fair. This still sucks. So, we did not pack our bag this afternoon or this morning for this afternoon, so we need to run home. And JB's just going to ride with me to practice. We're going to go from practice to go grab a bite to eat to the fights. So we're going to have a busy day, but it is what it is. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing to shake a stick at. I was trying to think of some wise old comment to say there, but I couldn't think of anything other than it ain't going to be too bad. There's only 11 fights tonight, so it may go by fairly quickly. Well, we have made it back to the house. Let's run inside and pack our bag and hit the road to go get better today than we were yesterday. And back out of the door we go to go get better today than we were freaking yesterday, folks. We're going to be about 10 minutes late, but we had to stop and get something to eat. We probably could have chose something a bit better, but, well, we are in what they call a food desert, my friends. A food desert. So, let's get to practice. And we made it 10 minutes freaking late, folks, but at least we made it. So let's put ourselves into that grind mode. Put ourselves into the hard-working mindset. You know, people ask me, my friends, my family, hey, Brian, why don't you just take a day off? And it's like, well, can't you just take like a weekend off and take a vacation? No. There's a time to grind, and then there's a time to, well, live your life. And I believe in your early 20s, late 20s, your 20s, you should spend grinding, so that your 30s, 40s, 50s are nice and relaxed and you have a chance to breathe, because you're young, you're energized, you got all the time in the world when you're young. When you get older, well, you ain't got all that time. So let's get in here and freaking grind, folks. Well, I guess in theory we weren't really late. We're just late to boxing. We weren't late to tie, so we got to stretch out for once. Now I guess let's hop over to the bag, get our blood flowing, get our muscles nice and warm, and get ready for some tie. Striking complete, and let me tell you, folks, we got better today than we were yesterday. Let's head on next door and get a little bit of jits in, and then I wouldn't say call it a day, but call it a morning, call it an afternoon, and then go find something to entertain ourselves until we have got to be up at the venue for the fights tonight. And jits complete, folks. And back to what I was saying earlier before I had to run in to get better today than we were yesterday. To the ones who are young, if you grind in your early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, the rest of your life you won't live with regrets of, oh, what if I'd have just worked harder in my 20s? What if I'd have done this? What if I'd have done that? At least if you grind, you've learned a lot of lessons, and most likely, you have a pretty good life. That's just what I've seen out of these successful people in life, is they busted their asses in their 20s and early 30s, and they live life with zero regrets. I'm not saying live a freaking boring life. Like, I enjoy every day of my life, but what I am saying is there is no days off until we get to where we need to be. And then once we get to where we need to be, then we can start thinking about pulling back. Now, we may take a vacation one day, but right now we just started our own business, and we're about to start another business, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense to take off now. Like, yeah, I set my own schedule, but the setting my own schedule was so that I can get to other goals. You get what I'm saying? So, build a life in your 20s so that you can relax in your 30s, 40s, 50s. Like, you don't know how many people I know in my personal life who are grinding, and there's no retirement in the foreseeable future. And they're in their 40s, 50s, some of them even in their 60s. And there's no retirement for them. Why? Maybe because they played around too much in their 20s, or they made not so great choices in their 20s, or had kids too early, or this or that or that or this. There's a lot of them. So I just don't want to live a life of regret. So if I grind in my 20s, my 40s will look great. Does that make sense? But let's head to my mama's work and see if she wants to, or in that area, because I'm not driving all the way to her work. Let's head towards that area and see if she wants to get some lunch. Well, the mom's found a new taco spot right down the road from her place of work. She asked if we wanted to try it out. We said sure, without knowing that there's piss poor parking situations here. So we found one parking spot. Let's hope that we are not here for more than 2 hours, because it says on the spot, in the parking lot, in the parking spot, 2-hour parking for restaurant and retail, or you will be towed, or something like that. I don't know. It said something about towing, and you only have 2-hour parking. So let's get in here and grub down on some tacos. Lunch was mid. I definitely choose our other taco spot over that one. It was a little bit too noisy, a little bit too... It was more of a bar than it was a taco shop, in my opinion. And I got no care to be around drunk hooligans, even though I'm about to go be around a bunch of drunk hooligans for hours. But it's different when you're watching. It's not different at all. People at fights irritate me too. Let's head to go find some coffee and then head to these fights. Well, since we've got our personal chauffeur with us, and well, she is just as supportive of the team as I am, I'm gonna take us a little nap until we get to this freaking venue. Since it's about an hour away and we got a very long night, why not lean the seat back a little bit and close our eyes? Damn, that nap was not long enough at all. And we did not have enough time to stop and get us a coffee. So let's run in here and see our homie fight, and then boogie on down the road and see if we can find some coffee to get us a bit alert. Let's hope someone doesn't try to stab us again, because the last time we were at this venue, well, we almost got freaking stabbed. Let's go, man! Well, our homie got the first round standing knockout. We still got a few more homies that we've got to watch fight. I mean, we don't have to, but we want to. So we're going to go grab some coffee so that we can be nice and alert. Just in case the team wants to go grab some grub after, you know, we can not be like, I want to go to bed, and be little babies. So let's go get something to drink, coffee-wise. Well, folks, we have made it back to the venue with our coffee. Let's get back in here and hope like hell they don't make us throw away our coffee, because then we just have to walk back out to the car, because I'm not going back in there without a little bit of caffeine. Look, the caffeine's already doing its job. It's giving me a little acid reflux. Well, that was a great night of fights, but everyone wants to go grab some grub, so let's go grab some freaking grub and then get the hell home. Well, folks, we have made it to the restaurant. Let's get in here and grub down and celebrate with the homies. Well, no one told me that was a karaoke bar. And then no one wanted to do freaking karaoke with me. I'm not going up there and soloing it, my guys. Not doing that one. But goodness gracious, was it a day. I'm freaking beat, folks. Let's hope that this hour drive goes by nice and smoothly and we can get home at I guess we're not going to get home in a decent hour, but we can get home at some time. Just 20 more minutes, folks. 20 more freaking minutes and we will be home. And we have made it off the exit that is to the house. So we will be home in 5 freaking minutes. And as soon as I get home, folks, I'm going to crash out. Not like that. I'm not going to crash out, meaning I'm going to just start punching holes in the wall and doing crazy stuff, but I'm gonna crash out like I'm gonna go jump onto that bed and call it a freaking night. So, folks, if you want support, you gotta give support. Does that make sense? Like, I can't expect all these guys to come to my fight if I don't, or my fights, if I don't go to their fights. And that's with anything, folks. Like, if you got friends, you got family, you got whatever, and you're not supporting them, and you wonder why they don't go and support you, you're like, why don't anyone support me? Well, it's because you don't give them support, duh. And finally, you know, back to that topic we were talking about earlier. It is so much easier to grind in your early 20s, early 30s, than it is to grind in your 40s and 50s. Like, repetitive nights of getting home after midnight as a 50-year-old would sounds absolutely miserable. Like, you think you got low energy levels now? Just wait until you get older, folks. When your T levels drop and your hormone levels drop and your T levels drop, like, you know what I mean? So, use the present for grinding and use the future for pleasure. Don't think of pleasure now if you haven't made it to where you want to be. If you haven't made it to where you want to be, yeah, well, you got to be grinding, because when you get to your 40s and 50s, you're going to be like, why does the world hate me? What did I do so wrong? Why is my life like this? And then you're going to think back on BillyGoat going, you should grind in your 20s, because it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to grind in your 40s and 50s and 60s. Like, yeah, folks. But we've got to be up at the butt-ass crack of dawn again tomorrow to go get our client better tomorrow than they were today. And shout out to my freaking client, because he's going to be up at the butt-ass crack of dawn getting better tomorrow than he was today on his freaking birthday. If that doesn't give you a little, let's go grind, I don't know what the hell will. You know what I mean, folks? So, with that being said, till tomorrow, folks, good night, and BillyGoat freaking loves you.